Are you wondering why anyone would use a thermal camera? What's the purpose of it? In this episode, we will cover how they work and the many benefits of using them. Hello everyone, my name is Ron. Welcome back to our second episode of XLab. We're here to share with you some new and amazing products. We have Antonio here again with us to talk about Dahua's thermal cameras.
Hi everyone, nice to be back here with you. Let me get right to it. As you said, I'm here to talk about Dahua thermal cameras. They cover a wide range of applications due to their wide range of products. They fit entry to high professional levels and have both hybrid and only thermal cameras.
Wow, the thermal cameras sounds really interesting. And how do they work and why do we need to use them, especially when we have the normal cameras?
Okay, let me get to the first question, but I need to go a bit into technical. Are you not falling asleep, okay?
Well, maybe let's start from the basic level first.
Of course, the main function of thermal cameras is to detect infrared radiation. Did you know that even you, right now, are emitting radiation?
Wait, isn't the radiation really bad for you?
Well, that is not technically true. Every object with a temperature higher than absolute zero, minus 273 Celsius degrees, emit infrared radiation. So most of the objects around you, and even you, has it. Nothing to worry about.
That's really good to know. You make me really worry at that moment. I was about to call my doctor.
So, back to our camera. With this ability to detect radiation, they provide an image based on difference of temperature.
Okay, that sounds pretty simple. But what do I use them for?
They can be used for many applications, but of course not for everything. Otherwise, we will not need such cool AI products like the WIZMIND series. Have you ever heard about them, Ruben?
Yes, of course. I remember this from our last episode. But please tell me, Antonio, what are those cameras used for?
Due to its technology, when we use thermal camera, we don't have to worry about the illumination of a scenario anymore. We have a longer detection capability also for small targets. Furthermore, bad weather like snow, fog or rain will not be a problem anymore. Does it sound useful to you?
Very useful. But why didn't you start off those information first?
Okay, now that we know why it's useful, let me tell you about some cool function of our Dahua thermal cameras. As you can imagine, our products are used for surveillance. So let's start with one of the most used functionality, the intelligence video surveillance, or as we call it, IVS.
Yes, I think I've heard about it before.
I'm sure you have. With the intelligence video surveillance rules of our thermal cameras, it's possible to detect humans or vehicles. It's even possible to have a light or a sound alarm to alert you. Cool, isn't it?
So it sounds like a normal alarm system.
Very similar. It is perfect for villa or apartment protection, but as we will see later, also for larger scenario.
Wait, I'm sure Dahua's product has something else more than a normal alarm system. Are you not going to tell me something more?
You're becoming the Dahua expert. Yes, there is more. Do you know a place where it's not allowed to smoke?
Yes, I think smoking is really disturbing in some area, like for the people around it. And also in some places, it could be really, really dangerous to do it. But I think it's really hard to keep eye on it because it's not an easy job. You always watch them unless
a camera can detect it and provide you with audio visual alarm.
Really? That I don't expect a camera can detect something specific like a smoke. I can even barely see it.
Well, Dahua expert, you should know the power of our technology by now. Come on.
Yes, of course I know, but please tell me more about it.
Well, one of the main features is that you can customize the audio alarm message.
But why would I need to do that?
Well, that means that you can upload a message in the right language and even add extra information like where the smokers can go smoke, like outdoor or in the silent smoking area. Imagine that I will tell you in Italian where you can go smoke. Would you even get there?
You might have the good point of it, probably not.
Exactly. That's the point. So the people would be less confused. Another example. Do you know that there is still people smoking around gas station?
Really? That is so dangerous. I thought everyone knows that not to do it there, actually.
You will think so. Some people think that is okay as long as they are far away from the fuel pump.
So it's still not okay if it's far from it?
Of course not. With a little wind coming from the wrong direction, it is possible to do way more damage than you can imagine.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. I always see people who is smoking in the gas station in front of the bathroom or the shops there.
Yes, and it's exactly where smoking detection comes into play.
So you're telling me basically you are saving a life with these cameras.
You might, but you can save life and many other valuable things. Let me tell you about our next function, the fire detection.
But many places already have the fire detectors.
Well, what we have here is not just a simple fire detector. With Dahua thermal cameras, it's possible to detect not only fire, but also quick raise in temperature.
So you know the fire going to happen even before it happens.
Exactly. So we don't just detect fire, we even prevent them to happen altogether. But it is not all of its benefit.
Wow, like what else can this camera do?
I mentioned before that Dahua cameras can be used in wide range areas. This comes very useful with park and forest. Gave us the rare opportunity to prevent the wildfire happening every year and creating such a huge damage for people, the economy, and the environment.
Yeah, like every time when I see these, my heart breaks. And I saw the news more and more common that in the last year.
Exactly. With fire prevention, we can avoid all of that. And I'm not even talking only for outdoors, but also for indoors or industrial application.
Okay, but besides the parks and forest, where could this function be needed?
Well, basically in every indoor area with a lot of flammable material. Imagine a warehouse full of cardboard or a library.
Yeah, of course. Especially the library is huge and full of books, which is easily to be burned. And it's usually too late when the smoke detector be triggered and a lot of valuable information has already gone and never comes back.
Yes, that is exactly the kind of situation we are here to avoid. But let's go back to the outdoor usage for a second and thinking about holiday resort at camping area. Probably you've seen the barbecue being put in the wrong place after being used.
To be honest, I might have been done this before actually.
You should be careful, Ruan. You might not have a Dahua camera saving you all the time. Now, let me tell you about the usage of camera in industrial areas. In these areas, you often have very expensive machinery that can easily break at high temperature. With the thermography function, you are able to know exactly the second when a specific spot or the sign area is above a specific temperature.
That is great. I think it's a much better solution than just to have a person and check on it all the time, right?
Yes, and the same goes for the industrial recycling station. With specific waste or gases, it's really easy to have a quick raise of temperature that can lead to a fire with uncontrollable damages.
But not if you are using Dahua's thermal cameras, am I right?
You're a quick learner, Ruan.
I have one more question. Like sometimes I saw robot-like cameras. What are those used for?
Oh yeah, you are probably talking about the thermal modular system design.
That is exactly what I saw.
Those cameras are specifically built for long-range detection. They can detect a human up to 8 km and a vehicle up to 20 km away. It supports not only thermal and visual sensor, but even an AI deep algorithm for accurate analysis.
Wow, so it does look like a robot. I was right. And it looks powerful, but where do I use it?
They can be used in all kinds of outdoor installation and scenario with all kind of weather, even the really bad one. Look at this image, for example. You can see that this camera struggles at night time for the lack of light, making it hard to detect some details. As with everything else I mentioned, this problem simply does not exist with the thermal sensor.
So you are telling me this camera also helps with detection?
Yes, indeed. One of the best applications is the perimeter detection. It can be used for wide, large areas like prison, borders, or airport. This must sound familiar to you around, no?
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it should. We mentioned in our previous episode while we were talking about the Dahua WIZMIND products.
Yeah, you are right. We did mention it. Thank you so much, Antonio, for the explanation. Now let's check this life-saving product that we've been talking about.
Okay, everyone, have a look at one of these products. Here we have DH-TPC BF1241T. What do you think of it?
Well, it doesn't look like a normal camera.
It is way more special. This camera has double sensor and even a fusion view. Do you know what does that mean?
Okay, so the camera has two lenses like our eyes.
Almost. This camera has a thermal sensor, but also a 4 megapixel visual sensor.
Which means two cameras in one?
Not only that, with the fusion view, it's also possible to have one image that is the combination of the two sensors.
So a very special view that other cameras doesn't have.
Indeed, this camera has smoking and fire detection with visual and sound alarm. Do you still remember this function?
Of course I do. They can save my life.
Yes, and in addition, there is also IBS rule for both the thermal and the visual image.
How can this small camera do all of this?
It's here in front of you. This camera has IP67 protection, audio input and output, alarm input and output, and an SD card slot up to 256 gigabytes.
Everything I need is already there.
Okay, everyone, are you ready to check some feature?
I can't wait.
Okay, then let's go.
Attention, smoking is prohibited in this area. Attention, smoking is prohibited in this area. Attention, smoking is prohibited in this area. Warning! Fire detected. Notify authorities.
Hey, that's really amazing to explore the thermal world. Now I feel like I have a thermal eyes and I can see that your heart is super hot.
Yes, because it is exciting and there are more possibilities for the thermal technology.
Yeah. So are you ready for more surprises? And please don't forget to like this video.
Turn on the notification.
See you next time.